welcome back to Everyday Sports Mania. And in today's video, I'm going to be doing the 2010's NFL All-Decade Team. I probably should have did this about 3 weeks ago, maybe 2.5, just because the 2020 ended, and that was the end of the 2010's decade onto the 2020s. Well, technically 2019, actually, but you can think what you want. But 2010's NFL All-Decade Team, let's get right into it. Quarterbacks. And yeah, this will be like, this is my opinion. A lot of these guys probably thinking, where's Brett Favre? Where's all them? This is the 2010s, and this is, a lot of people, this is the quarterbacks in, most of them are still playing, some of them aren't, but here we go. Quarterbacks, the number 1, Tom Brady, 2, Aaron Rodgers, 3, Drew Brees, and 4, Peyton Manning. Definitely, if this was the 2000s All-Decade Team, Peyton Manning would probably be 1, just because of how amazing he was, but he only played 5 years, 2010 to 2015, and he was okay. He wasn't as good. We all know he had the neck injury. He was finding where he was going to settle his career next. And then he went to the Broncos, and he had a good few years there. And then honorable mentions, Super Cam Newton, Andrew Luck, Phillip Rivers, and Big Ben. I think they're all great quarterbacks, but I think my top 4 are there. And this is almost like a team, like a Pro Bowl team, not like the best quarterbacks list. It's like a Pro Bowl team, if you know what I mean. Running backs, we got Adrian Peterson, Marshawn, Beast Mode Lynch, Frank Gore, and LaShawn McCoy. None of these players are dominant to this day. Adrian Peterson, Frank Gore, and LaShawn McCoy are all still in the league, and then Beast Mode is out. But they're still putting up fine numbers. Adrian Peterson, one of my favorite NFL players. I think he's the greatest running back of all time, besides Barry Sanders. Marshawn Beast Mode, if you want to call him Beast Mode, you can call him. Cher ran to him on the 1. And then Frank Gore. I think Frank Gore is very underrated in today's running back history. I think when you think of top running backs, think of Jim Brown, Emmitt Smith, Barry Sanders. And you kind of forget about Frank Gore, and then LaShawn McCoy, another great player. He played with the Eagles for a while, and then the Bills. And the Bills, mainly, I think he was most famous. He may have had better stats with the Eagles, but I started to know him when in his early years with the Bills is when I started to follow him. Honorable mentions, Jamal Charles. All you OG Chiefs fans, if you're not bandwagons, you know who Jamal Charles is. If you are a bandwagon, then you don't know who Jamal Charles is. And and then Darren Sproles, the little man, 5'6". Darren Sproles played with the Chargers, Saints, and Eagles. He was okay. I mean, I definitely don't think he's that good. Ray Rice for the Ravens, Todd Gurley for the Rams and Falcons. Fullbacks, I didn't pull up a picture. But we got James Devlin for the Patriots, Kyle Juszczyk for the 49ers, Patrick Ricard for the Ravens. I think Devlin's one of the best fullbacks of the 2010s. He was on the Patriots. Yeah, I may be a little biased, but he's very good, and they used him in the receiving game. I think Kyle Juszczyk is also very good, and then Patrick Ricard is good. Wide receivers, we got Calvin Johnson, Larry Fitzgerald, Julio Jones, Antonio Brown, Demaryius Thomas, and Jordy Nelson. Honorable mentions, A.J. Green, Steve Smith, Brandon Marshall, T.Y. Hilton, Julian Edelman, Deshaun Jackson, and DeAndre Hopkins. The reason why I don't have guys like Michael Thomas, Mike Evans, DeAndre Hopkins, Devontae Adams is because these guys, you can't compare 2011 Calvin Johnson to 2019 Michael Thomas. I don't care if they're having if D-Hop is doing insane with Kyler Murray and Devontae Adams has 17 touchdowns, Stephon Diggs, blah, 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 blah. Oh, yes, Stephon Diggs can be here as well. Larry Fitzgerald and Calvin Johnson were the greatest wide receivers of the 2010s. Julio Jones still puts up great numbers. Antonio Brown was fantastic. Demaryius Thomas and Jordy Nelson both were kind of under the radar guys. Demaryius Thomas is very good with Peyton Manning and the Broncos. Went to the Texans and fell apart going to the Patriots and the Jets. Jordy Nelson, very good with the Packers and went to the Raiders. Tight ends, we got Rob Gronkowski, Jason Witten, Jimmy Graham. Honorable mentions, I got Tony Gonzalez, just because he retired in 2013. He didn't have much time to function in the 2010s. He wasn't as dominant, but definitely he was a force in the 2000s. And Travis Kelce, I think he's very good, but I think every one of these guys, when they were in their primes, were better than Travis Kelce. Defensive line, moving on to defense. I'm sorry, offensive line fans, but we're not doing the offensive line. Defensive line, I got J.J. Watt, Calais Campbell, Cameron Jordan, Julius Peppers, Aaron Donald, and Ndamukong Suh. All very good players. I think Julius Peppers, one of the most underrated players in NFL history. He was a force for the new Carolina Panthers. He would put up amazing numbers, a very big guy. And then J.J. Watt, Calais Campbell, Cam Jordan, Aaron Donald, and Ndamukong Suh. And linebackers, one of the OGs. Guys we forget to this day, one of the greatest linebackers in NFL history, Luke Keakley. I love this guy, man. He was one of my favorite players, especially me living in North Carolina. I had relation to the Panthers, so Luke Keakley. Of course, I always knew Luke Keakley. Chandler Jones, Bobby Wagner, Von Miller. All very good linebackers. Von Miller back in 2016 was scarier than a shark chasing you. Than 4 great white sharks chasing you. And then honorable mentions, another very good Carolina Panther, Thomas Davis Sr. A lot of people forget about how good he was in his prime. In the 2010s, I think he was very underrated. In the beast, Patrick Willis. You gotta like him. Cornerbacks, I got Patrick Peterson, Darrelle Revis, Richard Sherman, and Chris Harris Jr. All these players are very good. Darrelle Revis, one of them. Darrelle Revis, very good with the Jets, and I think he was one of the great cornerbacks in NFL history. Pat Pete, you gotta love. Very good lockdown corner. And then Richard Sherman, also very good. Was part of the Legion of Boom, and Chris Harris, very good as well. Yeah, I did. Okay. Safeties, we got Eric Weddle, Cam Chancellor, and Earl Thomas. A lot of people are going to question why I have Cam Chancellor here. And I have sorry for the voice crack. I have Cam Chancellor here because I think Cam Chancellor's very underrated. We all know he had we don't all, but a lot of Seahawks fans know that he had that neck injury, kind of ended his career after 8 years, similar to Luke Kuechly's injury, similar to Luke Kuechly's end of his career. But Cam Chancellor, when he was on the field, he made a mark. Cam Chancellor, one of the best hitters in the NFL. He could cover you fine, and he was a main piece to Legion of Boom. I don't think the Legion of Boom would have been successful without him. And Earl Thomas, his partner, did very good. You can see him in the back, number 29. Cam Chancellor's 31. And then Eric Weddle, one of the greats, played with the Rams and Ravens. And Eric Weddle was very, very good. He retired after the 2018 season, if I'm not wrong, or 2019. I think it was 2019. Eric Weddle definitely, up until he retired, was still putting up great numbers. Then Tyrann Mathieu with the Texans and Chiefs and the one other team, I forgot who, put up great numbers. And then special teams, the final position, or whatever you want to call it. Special teams, kicker, we got Stephen Goskowski, Justin Tucker. You could make an argument that Adam Vinatieri is here. But I think it's Stephen Goskowski and Justin Tucker. Goskowski back in the 2017-2018 was dominant for the New England Patriots. Now he's with the Tennessee Titans, doing just fine. Justin Tucker, one of the best, probably the best kicker in the NFL. And then punter, Johnny Hekker and Shane Lickler. Both very good. Johnny Hecker's still playing. Shane Lickler, I don't think is playing. You could say Andy Lee, I think his name is, could be here. And then punt returners, Darren Sproles and Tyreek Hill. Both incredibly good players. And I think definitely they will make a mark in NFL history. And then kick returners, you gotta love Cordell Patterson. Both the Bears, Cordell Patterson and Devin Hester. And thank you for watching this video. Tell me your thoughts in the comments down below. Like, share, and subscribe. And I'll see you guys next time in the next video. Also, for the coaches, my coaches would be probably Bill Belichick and Andy Reid. But that's my opinion. Tell me yours in the comments down below, and I'll see you guys next time. Tell me your thoughts on all of these, and I'll see you guys next time. So, peace out. And this is Everyday Sports Mania, signing off.